So we have a pretty interesting story from the University of Miami. Solana-based token Helium has now opened a new partnership with the school out there for their collegiate basketball team, U of M Miami Hurricanes. Now, this is a very interesting situation because sports sponsorships in crypto, it's been a while since we've seen them. So this is a good indicator of mainstream adoption when we see another partnership like this. Let's just dive right into it. What's going on here? Well, Helium Mobile, a wireless phone service built on the decentralized Helium network, has been named the official wireless sponsor of the University of Miami's athletic department. The company and school announced this on Wednesday. So, what is Helium's offer? As part of the collaboration, Helium Mobile will host promotions and fan experiences at Miami Hurricane home games across sports, including as yet unannounced deals for students. So this won't only affect marketing and promotion. This is actually going to be applied to the students at the University of Miami, which they're going to give a few more details about a little bit later in the story. The sponsorship will launch at the Miami versus Notre Dame men's basketball game on December 2nd, with Helium Mobile serving as the game's presenting sponsor. The deal is in effect for the remainder of the 23-24 collegiate season. A Helium Mobile representative told Decrypt that it was a six-figure deal, but did not provide specific financial details. Now, Helium is a very interesting project. I would honestly consider it one of the OGs in the space because when I got in 2019, when they first launched this 5G network, it was from here where they established a relationship with T-Mobile. Now, T-Mobile, very big phone carrier, phone service here in the United States. And a lot of people overlooked the fact that Helium secured that relationship. They are one of two projects that maybe three. It's definitely less than five that work with T-Mobile. So on top of that, you also have to think about the crypto landscape in Miami itself. When it comes to cities here in the U.S., Miami is definitely the most forward thinking next to Wyoming when it comes to pushing forth digital technologies like this. So to me, this is good news for Helium. I'm not ever going to tell you to ape into a project, but what I want you to be aware of are the events and the instances for certain projects that is going to bring them more value in the long run. This move that Helium just pulled off with the University of Miami and their students is definitely going to bring some value to that chain as we enter this next cycle. Because keep in mind, when more people are using a certain application, that increases network activity. When people see increased network activity, they're more persuaded to buy that token. So that is why I search for applications that hit the world like this. That is why I search for real world adoption, because I know how it translates. Now, let's finish this out, because in August, Helium launched a $5 a month unlimited phone plan in Miami using its network of hotspots, which are operated by users who earn crypto tokens. That was that Helium hotspot miner I was mentioning. For participating in the network, Helium's mobile network is also supported by T-Mobile's nationwide 5G coverage, which is tapped when users aren't within range of a hotspot. So, something else here I want you to look at. They've been doing these miners since about 2020. So, even though they may not be the most popular thing in the world right now, and nobody is becoming an overnight millionaire mining Helium, you have to remember that they've been gathering this data for the last 3 years, though. So now that network is a lot stronger than what it was. And with the addition of running on Solana, the connections to the Solana Saga, they have phone plans here. If they start selling the Saga phone, which is already integrated with Helium. Yeah, so reading this headline, I'm like, okay, there's layers to this. There are definitely layers to this, guys. And yeah, so to wrap this out, Helium basically, is a decentralized network of networks that incentivizes users to participate and run wireless nodes by rewarding them with crypto tokens. Originally started on its own chain, Helium migrated to Solana earlier this year following a community vote. The original Helium network lets users share their home or business Wi-Fi connection by running a hotspot, which broadcasts a signal that could provide connectivity to nearby Internet of Things devices like sensors, trackers. Over 960,000 hotspots have already been deployed to date. That's very interesting. That's almost 1 million hotspots. So that means you have 1 million new data points that T-Mobile is definitely taking advantage of. And now Helium can then go to other phone carriers with this data and tell them like, hey, we already got an established network. We just need a few more dollars for infrastructure, or hey, let's just get a piece of your infrastructure. We're already working with T-Mobile. T-Mobile sees what we're doing. So Comcast, Sprint, what you got for us? AT&T, right? Hell, even Metro PCS somehow fit in this conversation. But wrapping up, Helium 5G network more recently launched to provide connectivity for devices like smartphones and laptops. Nova Labs, the startup that includes the original creators of Helium, built the Helium mobile service on top of that network and signed the deal with T-Mobile to utilize its service to provide nationwide connectivity across the United States. So when it comes to sleeper cryptos, Helium is definitely one of them, because it's a lot like other projects who have really been popular recently. The older coins, they've been building their infrastructure in the last 3 years. They have been fortifying their defenses. They've definitely been securing the funding. So would I tell you to get into Helium with this news? If you're not already in a position with another project or series of projects, Helium, based on the utility, has a very strong value proposition. And I'll just leave it at that. But let me know what your thoughts. That's the news. As always, you know what I want you to do. Have a great day. Have a prosperous day. My name is Wade Teamer, and I love to tell people that if the money is digital, so is the hustle.